So here we are, we're back in the workshop, second, third day going on. And so we've laid out the hood and the shape that we want our scoop to be with all our detail reference green lines as we talked about yesterday. And so now we've been using a radius gauge to determine what this radius is coming up and over. And it's a tapering, it's about a 3-inch radius here coming round and drops off at about 1.5 radius here. So it's a tapering, going smaller. So Red yesterday was doing his detail. If you could pop your panel up, Red. As you can see, he's starting to get it to fit and to conform. So we did the radius here on the lower side. This was also a taper. So this one here is more of a 3.5, coming around, comes all the way to the front where his thumb is. That is a 1.5 inch radius there. So we did that in the urethane band on the English wheel, and then he stretched his flange all the way around with the stretcher, as you noticed yesterday. So now he's doing the opposite. He's throwing the other top end over, and he's going to continue rolling this section here with a number 3 at one end, a number 2 at the other end, or 1.5 at the other end, and then shrink all the way across this top section. As you come in, you'll be able to see this section here is all going to be starting to be shrunk, the opposite to what we had down here, where it's all going to be stretched. So his panel's starting to come in. We did have to put a little bit of shape in here because this up and over has about a 24, almost 12 radius to it. So we crowned in a little bit of shape just to get it to fit and form. It's coming along nicely. He's got a pretty good looking panel. So we walk over to the stretcher shrinker, and we're going to be doing a little shrinking and getting that to conform over. So as you can see, he's got his lines. He's got all 3 lines that he's working to. The one in the middle he's coming up on is very faint, but it's there. So he doesn't want to go past his center line, but he does want to get a little bit more shrink, get that coming in. Maintaining his angle, this is the whole thing. You've got to maintain this correct angle, because if you lose that angle, everything goes off. So that's where it's really important with our cardboard pattern to have an accurate pattern to give us an accurate reading on our panel. So there you have it. We're gonna now walk back over to the bark and see what we have. It's starting to fit and form in. You know, it's not perfect. You've got a little adjustment. We're just starting off this morning, but you can see where his radius is a marrying in, and then his other radius marrying in, and he's got his fit and form, right angle coming all the way around, and it's starting to look pretty good.
Just that little bit of shrink makes a big difference.
A little bit goes a long way, doesn't it?
Boy, it goes a long way. Yeah.
So there you go. That's the panels we're making this morning. And then, of course, we're going to tie them into the rear panels. So this is some of the markings and lays out that Red did. And I just came up with a different idea for him, and so that he could actually see, oh, that's where the start finishes of the radiuses are, that's where the tapers are, that's where my detail line is. Okay, yeah, I see how that is so much more helpful. So it's all part of a learning curve, and he says he's enjoying the class and learning a lot.